Shalom Evrocha, welcome to the weekly Shiur in Zera Shimshon. Today is Tes Lechodesh Adar, Tavshin Pevav, Thursday, Parsha Tetzave. In light of the Heilige Yontif of Purim, that's in a few days, and Purim is all about preparation, all about Hachana, V'yishteten Beis Aaron, V'yas HaMelech Kidva Memuchon. The Melech is the Eibishter. The Eibishter does to a person Kidva Memuchan to the extent that he was making himself, that he prepared himself to understand what Purim's about, to understand the celebration, to understand the Dehoibinkeit in the Heiligkeit of this gift called Purim. Let's learn a shtickle in Zera Shimshon Ois Chav Aleph. We'll take out pieces to understand the message, to understand what the Zera Shimshon is teaching us, Devarim Neflaim, an eye-opener in appreciating the Yontif of Purim. Bimaktim, the Gemara says in Masechtas Megillah Daf Zayin, Chayev inish lebesume bepuria, ad lo yoda. A person's mechuyev to become besume. Besume, most Rishonim darshan, it means to become shikha. Rashi says, Chayev adam lishtois yayin. On Purim, one has to drink wine. It seems from Rashi the objective isn't to become shikar, because if that would be the point, then one can drink alcohol, schnapps, vodka, whatever he likes. No, Rashi says you have to drink wine. Why is it a din to drink wine on the Yontif of Purim? Let's learn a few lines here in the Zera Shimshon, and this will become clear, and we'll understand and have appreciation of the mitzvah sayoim of Chav Inish Lebesuma Bepuria, and what Purim does for Klal Yisrael, and what it will do la'ad ula neitzach netzachim. Zog the Zera Shimshon. In the end of the Megillah it says, V'mei Purim eile lo yavru mitoich haYehudim. The days of Purim will never be forgotten. V'zichram lo yosef mizarom. And the memory of Purim will always be with us. Kosher, mara, kefil. What's the understanding of this? Why is this so important that Purim won't be forgotten? Chazal tell us, even if all Yom Tov will become bottled, the Yontif of Purim won't be bottled ever. And that's the pasuk of Yimei Purim Eile lo yavru mitoich haYehudim v'zichram lo Yosef mizaram. And this begs an explanation. Ma'ishana Purim from every other Yontif. That Purim is a Yontif we'll have to hold on to forever. Says the Zera Shimshon. Let's try to understand why on Purim are we mesameach so much. What's this great simcha that we don't have any other day of the year? There's an explosion of simcha on Purim. Oh yes, leaders, boys, says the Zera Shimshon. I'll explain to you why we are so much involved in simcha in this day. The Gemara says in Masechtas Shabbos, after Matan Torah, we accepted the Torah, but nevertheless, Mikan Medor Rabbalei Raisa. We could really say that Kabbalah wasn't binding because we did it under the threat of the Kafa Leim Harkegigis, and Hashem said, if you don't keep the Torah, then I will kill you all on the spot. So that Kabbalah was ba'oinus. Afal Pikein, we accepted the Torah, Kimlu v'Kiblu, b'Shas Nesa Purim. Says the Zera Shimshon something very poshut. V'kaim along, v'akoil moedim b'atzeres b'ina lachem. The day of Shavuos, although this day of Yom Tovim, there's a machlekes Rebbe Lezer if Shua, if he's supposed to learn half a day or have simcha or learn half the day, or learn the whole day, or eat and drink the whole day. Nevertheless, it comes to the Shavuos, there's no two options. Everybody agrees the way we celebrate Shavuos is not by being in the Beis of Medrash all day, it's by eating and drinking also. Why? Shiyom shenitna bo Torah liYisrael. This is the day that Torah was given, and we have to express our love for the Torah, and we do that by sitting around the table and eating and drinking. The mitzvah siyam of Shavuos is to eat and drink. Says the Zera Shimshon, if that's true, Kal v'chayma. On Purim, we have this chiyuv even more so. Ma'adach on Shavuos, that it's not a real Kabbalah HaTorah because we could really say that we did it under the threat of being killed. Nevertheless, on Shavuos we have a chiyuv to have lachem, kal v'chomer, on the day of Purim, that we have a chiyuv to celebrate through achila shtia. And here he says a chiddush, v'yesh remez lezeh, that this day of Purim, it's not a day of limud Torah. The day is focused on achila shtia. Yesh remez lezeh. Chazal tell us, v'hoi Lashem zu mikra Megillah. Eli mei Purim. The Shema Minah. Which part do we do Lashem of Purim? Hu mikra Megillah lechudei. The only part of limud Torah on Purim is the mikra Megillah. Ve'ein chiyuv leshum limud acher. The rest of the day can be for eating and drinking and being mesameach. Like on Shavuos, everybody agrees you have to have lechem. On Purim, you have a lot more lechem. There's no ched on Purim. We are mevatel Torah on Purim for the sake of celebrating Simchas HaTorah. V'nos neremes ein estem agedes. There's no shiurim. There's no Torah. We are yoitz of the chedek HaTorah with mikra Megillah lechudei. Now this is the big chiddush. This is not the minig, and of course there's big soidas in somebody that learns between the two Megillas. That's very important. But Zera Shimshon is telling us the essence of the day is simcha, to show how we love the Torah, how we appreciate the Torah. V'adin noisein, and it's mistaba, says Zera Shimshon, li'asmeichim v'toiv alev al shekaninu b'oisi yoim simchas ha-Torah v'simchas mitzvahs b'yipi koyach haschar shegodl ha-mitzvah v'oisa v'she'eina mitzvah v'oisa. Until Purim, we are eina mitzvah v'oisa. We could say we were forced, so we don't have a command. Now we have a command. This is like the simcha of a bar mitzvah. As we celebrate the day of bar mitzvah, although the kid did mitzvah beforehand, there was ein mitzvah v'oisa. There was no tzivui. When a person finally gets a tzivui, that's a big celebration. Shim Hachi says, Zera Shimshon, mitzvah lishtois harbe b'yom Purim. We have to drink a lot on Purim. You know why? This is a remez. She'ikas chashal asid, Gan Eden is going to be a place that we will drink yain hameshumar ba'anavav misheshes imei bereishis. The Gemara in Parsha tells us there's a certain wine, we mentioned this in Akdamas and Shavuos, called yain hameshumar ba'anavav. There's a wine that we're going to give to drink to people that kept the Torah. Yain hameshumar ba'anavav. That's why on Purim, when this is the day that we're going to get the real schar for, because God la mitzvah va'oisa yoisa mishe'ena mitzvah va'oisa, which means a person that has a tzivur and keeps the Torah gets way more schar than ena mitzvah va'oisa. So we are celebrating the fact that we're going to get so much schar. What's that schar going to be? That's going to be wine hamshuma ba'navav. Therefore, chayv inish lebesuma bepuria adela yada. Keep drinking yayin, a remez. Because of Purim, because of Kabbalah Satorah Me'ava, we're going to be zoichet to have wine in Olam Haba. That's the simcha of Purim, and that's the chayv inish lebesume. Continues Zera Shimshon. Therefore, the Yom of Purim has to be remembered for all times, because the Gemara tells us, la'asid lavoi, after Mashiach comes, when Hashem will be giving out schar, the goyim will come with a taina. And the goyim will say, I don't understand. It's not fair. Why did Klal Yisrael get the Torah and not us? And Hashem will say, what do you mean? Klal Yisrael said, Nasa v'nishma. And the goyim will come with a taina, they'll say, what do you mean? You forced Klal Yisrael. The whole Kabbalah was through kfir, through the mountain over the heads. Say the goyim, if you would have put the mountain over our heads too, we would have also be makabel the Torah. What's the real response to that taina? The response to that taina is the Yom Tov Purim. Klal Yisrael will makabel the Torah on Purim without a mountain over their heads, with simcha, with joy, with satisfaction, with true commitment. That is Purim. Purim is our response to the Umas Ha'olam. Purim is our answer. We deserve to get schar, because we are the ones that committed on Purim to keep the Torah me'ava u'me'ratzoin. Therefore, this Yom Tov Purim has to be celebrated even after Bias HaMashiach, because this is our answer, this is our reason why we zeiche to all schar that we're going to have in Mitzvah Hashem after Mashiach comes. Shetzadikim Yoshvat Yosem Berashem is all a result of the Yontiv of Purim. It's all a result of our Kabbalah Me'ava. Therefore, V'imei Purim Eilo Lo Yavru Matoich Yehudim V'zichram Lo Yosef Mizaram. This is why we celebrate. To understand the Ashreinu Matov Chalkenu, to understand what it means a second in Olam Haba, what it means the Hana that Yidden are going to be Zeicha to, is the reason why we celebrate on this Yontiv Purim. It's not a day to focus on Limud HaTorah, like the Zera Shimshon. It's a day to focus, to show the Chavivus of the Torah. The more we invest in showing the Chavivus HaTorah, the more Kabbalah Me'ava we have, and that will give us more Sachar. This is the focus of the day. This is the mitzvah sayyim. The more we can be Mesameach, the more Sachar we'll get. And this is the day, since we're Makabel the Torah, that we can pull so many Yeshuas. When we show Hashem Ava, and the Eibishter reciprocates Ava in a tremendous way, when it's an outpour of Ava from the Eibishter is Makabel our tefillas, and every situation is Vanaprichu, gets turned around. And in the schos of us learning Zera Shimshon, in the schos of us celebrating the Yontiv Purim, we'll be zeicha to all Yeshuas and all refuas, v'zichram liyosef mizaram, and it should be Zera Chai B'Kayama for alle Yiddish Kinder, v'zeicha to Shidduchim, to Parnasa, to Harchava, to Menuchas HaNefesh, Yeshiv Adas, and ultimately to the Bias Mashiach Tzidkenu, B'meheri B'meinu. A good Shabbos and a Freilich Purim.